What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. That Geeky guy here, and today we'll be looking at a IRA Commoner deck. So Commoner has become an official format supported by LSS just very recently, and some of LGS actually support this format. So if you guys have some of the local game store that has Commoner events, and this video might be a help for you, especially if you are new to the game. So Commoner is a very unique format in that they actually limits the rarity of the card that you can use. So as you can see here, there are some rules being shown on screen here where it says it has to be a 40 card deck. So basically a blitz type deal here, at least in the card amount. And then we're looking at 11 inventory slots in which you can have 2 rare equipments. Young hero card can be rare or common because certain heroes are rare, like Ira. So depending on which sets are they from. And then we have up to 2 copies of each unique card. Basically blitz format kind of deal going on here. And then it can contain up to 52 cards, which is including the hero. So if you have 11 inventory slots and then for the card deck, so basically 51 and 1 for the hero. And then 2 copies, so a generic and card with the same class, and then of course the rarity. And then the start of the game procedure, I'm not going to go into that because rest of it is the same. Just want to go a quick go through with the quick start guide here just to see the format so you guys can understand. So it's a very simple format, but what's unique about it is actually testing your deck building ideas by limiting the cards that you can use. So now let's hop over to the IRA deck build that I have here. So you guys can actually find the deck list in the description below. And then let's take a look at the weapon first. So we have Kodachi, of course, breaking scales is common. So deep blue, just in case you run into the lack of resources or things like that. Let's say we have full card of red. We have a red card hand. You can just activate the blue Hope Merchant's Hood. If you wanna just reshuffle your hand. Now Rune Hood, now Rune Robe, and a Snapdragon Scalers, West of First Fist. So usually you want to go for West of First Fist. And then Hope Merchant's Hood is there just to help with recycling. You can also put in Iron Rod Helm in place of Hope Merchant Hood, just to have better chances against classes like Dory or even Oheim. And then now let's take a look at the attacks. We have Flying Kick here. So you want to play this as the last attack of your chain. So you can go for maybe a Kodachi, a 0-cost attack, and then Flying Kick. So that's the purpose of a bunch of 0-cost attack you're going to see in the deck. For example, Head Jab here, which is a 0-cost. And then we even have a the Tailwind. So what you're going to do is actually go as wide as possible. We even have Leg Tap. It's a common, and then we have Open the Center. So you can, if you're lucky enough, you can actually play Head Jab and then go into Open the Center for that nice, sweet Dominate. And then we have Razor Reflex. Just a good attack reaction overall for Ninja. And then we have the Tailwind, of course. And then Rising Nitras played after Leg Tap. And then Scar for a Scar. So even if you have 1 HP lower than your opponent, Scar, of course, Scar actually gains go again. Just make sure that if you're just 1 HP below your opponent, don't Kodachi first, else Scar wouldn't have to go again. So you want to mess with your opponent with the numbers here. So for example, some key breaking point, for example, let's say you have attack for 3. So if with Ira's ability is going to be 4, forcing a defense reaction, and then if it's a 4, it's going to be a 5, forcing a defense reaction and equipment. So we're going to play around that, and then we are looking at the only defense reaction we're playing, which is 2 Sing Belows. Soul Beast Strike, pretty self-explanatory. If it hits, it gains go again. You can use this to annoy your opponent. You can go for maybe like a Kodachi and then play Soul Beast Strike for 5. If you are a bit short on the resource, you can even play Soul Beast Strike for 5, leave 1 floating, just threaten a Razor Reflex. So Torrent of Tempo, if it hits, it gains go again. Pretty self-explanatory again. You can play this as the second attack for it to be 6. Twister is an interesting one because you can even buff the next attack. For example, you can play Twin Twisters. You can choose next attack is going to +1, forcing your opponent to block if they don't block. The next attack is coming for maybe a Kodachi for 3, including the buff from Ira. So this is an interesting card. I'm gonna want to see in the Ira decks going on. I'm gonna see if this is going to be a staple. And then Bittering Taunts, another one of those hit next attack +1. So this is a natural go again, so you don't have to worry about giving the card go again. Salt the Wound, play this at the end of the combat chain depending on how many attacks you have hit. Whirling Mist Blossom, a natural go again for 1, so if this is the second attack, so you can play this out, and then using Ara's ability is going to be 3. If it hits, draw 2 cards, so your opponent is going to be forced to block this. Blue Head Jab for the natural go again, leg tap, and then we have Ride the Tailwind, Rising Nitras for the natural go again with the combination of leg tap. And finally, Soul Beast Strike, if they don't block, it's gonna have go again. So it's a relevant hit effect. So that's basically it, guys. That's the deck. This deck is going to contain 10 blues, so just enough for you to have the pitch. So 10 blues, we assuming that for each card, each hand that you draw, it's gonna have 1 blue. Besides that, if you guys are wondering how many blues to put in a deck, I actually have a video on that. I'm gonna leave the link down in the descriptions, where I talk about the number of blues you should have in your deck. So the same rule applies here. So that's basically, guys, I'm gonna leave the link for the blue pitch video, and also the link to this deck list right in the description. Check it out, and hope you guys enjoy the commoner format. I know I will. I played some with my friend and I found it to be very interesting, including the deck building process. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.